and also grabbed Mr. Evans' wallet from him.
Well, I've got to get my kids off to... No, I didn't. I've been back and forth. I've carried some stuff up here.
Put your hands on top of your head.
You're the one keeping me here this long. Because for some reason, and I don't know why.
If you're not breaking the law, you have nothing to worry about. And I absolutely wasn't breaking the law, and look what happened.
What I want to know is, do you own this property and what is your address? It's a simple question.
Number 4, State Trooper. So picture this wild encounter. A state trooper apparently tossing someone off their own property. It's like a scene out of some bizarre reality show. So the trooper rolls up, all official and stuff, and starts laying down the law about not being allowed on the property. Classic standoff brewing. The conversation is like a tangled mess of you said, I said confusion. The trooper's like, do you have ID? And the person's like, yeah, sure, but let me call you back. What's even happening here? Then comes the shocker. The trooper drops the name David Porter from the Highway Patrol, claiming that this David character said the person can't be wandering around. Cue the dramatic music. But hold up, there's a twist. The person refuses to budge, asserting they weren't shown any court order to prove they gotta hit the road. It's a standoff of epic proportions, and they're sticking to their guns, or rather, their property. Things take a nosedive when the trooper insists on the person leaving, and out of the blue, decides it's arrest time. No court order displayed, no detailed explanation, just cuffs and chaos. And guess what? The person doesn't back down, even after being told they're under arrest. It's like a low-budget movie, but real life. Oh, did I mention the trooper asked them to put the camera down?
You said that you said it's your understanding.
Yes, what I've been.
Let me see it.
I don't have it with me.
Well, go get it and then come back, okay? I'm sure I do.
Then can I see it? And then I'll tell you who I believe you are. Been shown the court order.
What's your name, Bees?
I'm Trooper Bees.
Yeah, well, I ain't leaving.
Okay, do you have ID on you?
Understanding that I wasn't allowed out here.
Do you have ID on you?
What's the reason for arresting him?
But our hero is like, nah, not happening. You gotta admire the dedication to documentation, even in the face of potential arrest. In the end, it's a roller coaster of a confrontation. From property disputes to ID drama to a sudden arrest. Just another day in the wild world of law enforcement showdowns. Number 3, Jacob. Alright, buckle up for a wild ride in Kalispell, Montana. October 25th, 2020. A day that will go down in the annals of door-knocking drama. So we've got Officer Mark from the Flathead County Sheriff's Office playing detective, or at least trying to, at a private residence. Now, why is Officer Mark on this homeowner's doorstep? Well, it turns out our protagonist, Jacob Norris, is living his best life when Officer Mark waltzes in. Officer Mark is on a quest, looking for a guy named Eli Tully, who's apparently been busy raising a ruckus and is currently residing in the cozy Flathead County Detention Center on attack charges. Quite the party, huh? Here's the kicker. Eli's car, a snazzy white Ford Expedition, is causing a stir down at the school, and Officer Mark is on a mission to unravel the mystery. But the real mystery starts when Jacob Norris steps out of his abode and does what any self-respecting homeowner would do, questions the officer's presence. Picture this cinematic exchange. Jacob questioned Officer Mark about the purpose of his visit and informed him that Eli Tully was currently in jail. Officer Mark explained that he was looking for Eli because there was a car at the school that might be associated with him. Now this is where it gets interesting. Officer Mark casually drops the shocker that he entered through a locked gate. Hold up, is that legal? Jacob smells something fishy, and rightly so. Cue the legal jargon, Fourth Amendment, private property, and officer trespassing. It's a whole legal tango. But wait, there's a twist. The law, as always, is a bit of a slippery eel. Cartilage, that's the area around your dwelling, is like Fort Knox. But open fields? Fair game, according to the Supreme Court. It's like they're saying fences and no trespassing signs cute, but they won't stop us. Now, our hero Jacob, he's not having any of it. You trespassed, officer, he declares, waving the banner of homeowner justice. Officer Mark, though, seems unfazed, insisting he's just conducting an investigation.
That said somebody had effed up and the keys were in the
What's your name and badge number?
What I'm trying to figure out is just whoever
The guy
has the
doesn't
car is
live here
okay.
anymore.
By the gas cap and a phone in the console, I'm just making sure everybody's okay.
Gate, and this
That
is
ain't
private property. It's marked all over the place that you
Perfect, thank you.
private property.
Okay. So there was a note left on the console there. Okay, and he's currently in jail?
As far as I know.
Okay. So I'm just trying to conduct...
You can contact the Flathead County Jail, and I'm sure he's in there.
Yeah.
And it's his car?
We don't answer
I
any
don't know.
questions.
Okay. I don't understand what the deal is.
I'm not answering any questions without my lawyer present.
You're not...
Have a nice day, officer.
I'll leave when I'm done.
Investigating what, you ask? An abandoned car and a note about keys hidden by the gas cap? Sherlock Holmes, eat your heart out. Then comes the showdown. Jacob, cool as a cucumber, asks Officer Mark to leave. You'd think that's simple enough, right? Nope. Officer Mark is on a power trip, refusing to budge until he's done. Done with what? Who knows? Jacob pulls out the big guns, his right to remain silent, and the right to kick Officer Mark off his property. Officer Mark finally obliges, but not without a parting shot. Have a good day. Real smooth, officer. As Officer Mark peels out of there, Jacob drops the shocker. He's got a point to prove. This was harassment, and he wants Officer Mark to leave his neighbors alone. A+ for standing your ground, Jacob. In the end, it's a showdown between homeowner rights and Officer Mark's zealous investigation of an abandoned car. Who wins? Well, you be the judge. Just another day in the roller coaster world of police-citizen encounters. Number 2. Corey Jones. Buckle up for this wild tale from Pope County, Arkansas. It's the crack of dawn on October 12, 2021, and Corey Jones is just doing some yard work on his own property. Normal stuff, right? Not in the eyes of a nosy neighbor who decides to dial up the police hotline because she thinks Corey, with his headlamp and corded halogen light, is some kind of suspicious ninja gardener. So in swoop Sergeant Damon McMillan and Deputy Hayden Saffold, the dynamic duo from the Pope County Sheriff's Office. They roll up on Corey, who's just minding his business, and start interrogating him like he's the star suspect in a blockbuster crime. The conversation kicks off with the officers demanding answers like it's a crime thriller on TV. Corey, being the champ that he is, calmly asserts that he's on his own turf. He even throws in the classic, "Am I not innocent until proven guilty in America?" line. But oh no, the officers are having none of it. They pull out the trespassing card, telling Corey he's got to prove he's not up to some shady business on his own property. Now, here's the twist. Legally, Corey doesn't have to prove squat, but the officers seem to have missed that memo. They start throwing around terms like probable cause and threatening arrest if Corey doesn't spill the beans. The legal drama is real, folks. As if that's not enough, they start playing the tell us your name game, claiming it's for the greater good. Corey, rightly invoking his Fifth Amendment rights, keeps his cool and refuses to hand over his ID, like it's a secret spy mission. But wait, it gets even crazier. The officers drop the shocker that Corey might have mental health issues and suggest hauling him off for a psychiatric evaluation. Now, I'm no expert, but accusing someone of being mentally unstable because they won't hand over their ID sounds a bit off, doesn't it?
I am.
It's not often we get people wandering around in the woods at 5 a.m. scaring people. What works?
I'm working right here.
You are?
Yeah.
You were accused of it, and until I can prove that you're not.
Now.
Well, I've got to get my kids off to. No, I didn't. I've been back and forth. I've carried some stuff up here. Yeah, I hear you.
What do you do in these woods?
I'm just hanging out, you know.
What I want to know is, do you own this property and what is your address? It's a simple question. Okay. What are you doing here scaring this old lady at 5 o'clock in the morning?
You're the one keeping me here this long. Because for some reason, and I don't know why,
That I am allowed to ask because right now I think you're trespassing.
Well, I'm also allowed to not answer it if I don't. Well, I just figured, you know, it'd be a good time to get started.
by simply giving me your name and I can get your address, we would have left.
To get ready to work.
What are you doing?
Long story short, The whole ordeal ends with Corey getting slapped with a ticket for obstruction of governmental operations and failure to appear. The officers get a solid C- for their investigative skills, or lack thereof. In the grand finale, Corey remains a cool cucumber throughout the encounter, standing up for his rights like a real-life superhero. Kudos to him for keeping it together in the face of what can only be described as a comedy of errors in law enforcement. Number 1. Clarence, not Quinn. So picture this crazy scene. Clarence Evans is just chilling in his yard, playing with his kids, when out of the blue, a deputy strolls in like he owns the place. Talk about an unexpected backyard barbecue crasher. And guess what? The whole drama gets captured on film by Clarence's wife Kenya, who must have felt like she was filming the latest episode of a reality show gone wrong. Now here's where it gets bananas. The deputy starts insisting that Clarence is some dude named Quinn, a fugitive on the loose. Like, seriously?
Threw that wallet for his identification.
No.
And snatched it from his hand and illegally searched.
No.
If you're not breaking the law, you have nothing to worry about. And I absolutely wasn't breaking the law, and look what happened.
His name is not Quentin.
And also grabbed Mr. Evans' wallet from him.
No, I'm not gonna be the next you kid.
Clarence is probably thinking, dude, I'm just trying to enjoy my weekend with the fam, and you're here accusing me of being a wanted man? But hold up, the plot thickens. Another deputy shows up, and finally, someone realizes they've made a colossal mistake. Turns out, Clarence is not Quinn. It's like a bad sitcom script, you can't make this stuff up. The police try to save face, saying they got a tip about Quinn being in the area. Yeah, right. So much for reliable tips. Moral of the story? Backyard barbecues can turn into mistaken identity showdowns. Always double check before crashing someone's family time, deputy. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.